So g'day and welcome back to Goomaddy's Coins and Banknotes, and I won't look at that yet. So today we're talking about Kenya's coins, and if you collect Kenyan coins you can see that they're a pretty monotonous coin series. Basically until 2018, which they issued coins that had a better design. All these coins just had the coat of arms on one side, and on the back side we had Kenyatta, and then later on we had this guy, Mr. Arap Moi. So he was the first president of Kenya, and this one was pretty much just a petty dictator. And if he's the first president of Kenya, so Kenyatta, and in 2018 Kenya took images of the coins and banknotes because it was not allowed in the constitution. So typical case in which coins and banknotes had images that were illegal. I'm not surprised because governments can pretty much do what they want. They can make whatever laws they want and they can disregard those laws as well. Okay, so let's not talk about politics. Now, there are two coins I'm missing, and I don't have them. There is a smaller 25 cents, which is roughly equivalent to this Norwegian 25 or, and there is a 2 shillings, which is similar in size to the Australian 50 cent, but it was 32 millimeters, so it's a bit bigger. So that's roughly a size comparison of the coins. And the 2 shillings, probably paying about $50 upwards. The 25 cents, I've never seen any for sale, so I reckon that you'll be paying at least $50 upwards as well. Although, look on eBay sold items, but those two coins were not that popular. And from 1966, when they first issued coins, to about 1994, that's it. These are the coins that would have been most common in circulation. So from 1966 to 68, the coins didn't have any type of lettering on them. And in 1960, I think it's 1969, yeah, 1969, they started putting lettering of who the person is and their name. And in 1978, the Kenya issued coins with Arap Moi on them. And also in 1985, they issued a 5 shilling. So before that, it was just a banknote. And there is another coin from 1994. So this is a copper nickel coin. And in 1994, they issued them in nickel-plated steel, which is a cheaper metal. And the same with these coins, which were copper and nickel until 1994. So pretty much 1994 is a cut-off date between copper nickel and nickel-plated steel. Okay, so that's the initial coins. Now, what currency was the predecessor of the Kenyan shilling? Okay, here we have the East African shilling. So we have the 5 cents. So the Kenyan coins pretty much are the same size, except the 5 and 10 cent had a hole in it for East Africa. Okay, here's the 10 cent, the 50 cent, and the 1 shilling. So pretty much Kenya continued the same coin dimensions as the East African shilling. Now Tanzania, another country, they issued different types of coins in the 5, 10 and 20 seniti. Although they didn't issue a 10 seniti until 1977. But as you can see, the 50 seniti and the 1 shilling were the same size. So, and the same with Uganda. They issued different size, 5, 10 and 20 cent. 20 cent's actually quite big. So, that's the predecessor coins, and I have made another video on them. Now, what should we be paying for these coins? Well, apart from the 25 cent and the 2 shillings, all of these are pretty cheap. In uncirculated, you could probably get about $5, $10. like this, uncirculated in 1971. But most of these have a high mintage, and it's really only the 25 cent and the 2 shilling that you can get serious money on. Okay, now we get on to when the actual coins started to change. So in 1991, they removed the 5 cent from circulation. So basically, in 1992 to 94, they only had these 4 coins in circulation. Then in 94, they issued a 10 shilling, the first bimetal coin that they had in circulation. And in 95, this was the biggest year in which they issued a lot of coins. So they issued a 1 shilling, a smaller 10 cent, 50 cent, and also a bimetal 5 shilling coin. So you can see there's a drastic change. Obviously, inflation have removed the value of a lot of these coins. So basically, if we get rid of the old coins, there is a drastic reduction in size. So in 95, these are the 5 coins you would have in circulation, although the older coins would have been in circulation for quite a long period of time, because these were never demonetized. As far as I know, they're still legal tender, they just fallen out of circulation. And the last change was in 1998 when they issued a 20 shilling. Now the current exchange rate's 100 shillings equals $1 Australian, but in this time period it's only about 40 shillings equals $1 Australian. So if you wanted to buy this whole coin set, you'll probably be paying, I'd say probably at least $20 for the coin set. If you want to buy them separately, only a few dollars, but then you've got to pay postage, and a lot of places they charge at least $5 for postage. In Australia for tracking, overseas it depends, usually about $10 untracked, and about $30 tracked, because international postage is actually very expensive. Okay, so in 2005 they had another change in currency. The 5, 10 and 20 shilling were the same, but they just changed the portrait on the back of the coin. So here's the front of the coin, 20 shillings. We have just a coat of arms, Republic of Kenya, 20 shillings. It's a 210 version, and they're both bimetal. But on the back, they changed it back to President Kenyatta. And this one has doubling. So that's what you can also look for on coins. You do find errors on coins all around the world. And this one has doubling. This is probably due to die deterioration, I would say, because it's all around. You can see it quite clearly. And I also see it on the portrait. So I reckon that's just die deterioration and not a re-engraved part of the die. So that was in 2005. And also they issued a different size 50 cent as well as a 1 shilling coin. So they went from a brass to a nickel plated steel. A brass plated steel to a nickel plated steel. And they also increased the size of 1 shilling from 22 to 23.9 millimeters. And also the 50 cent, which has now fallen out of circulation because it's pretty much worth less than 1 cent, from 18 millimeters to about 22 millimeters. So that, and these ones are probably the harder ones to get, the 10 and 50 cent. Now there was a 10 cent design for this series, but it was never issued for circulation. It's probably quite a lot of other coins that are patterns, but never issued for circulation. And also the 10 cent from this series probably never saw that much circulation because it had a low value. And this one looks like a copper plated steel. If you go to Numista, you can find all the information you need. And it's got, copper plated steel. It just looks like a copper coating. And this one's more yellowish, so it looks brassy. brass type of coin. Rup Moi. As far as I know, these are still legal tender. They're just falling out of circulation because of the reduction in purchasing power of these coins. So you have 97, 2005. I'd say if you want to buy these individually, you're probably paying, I don't know, $3 or $4. But you do get some sellers on eBay trying to knock them off for like $10, $20, saying, oh, they're rare, very rare. Even though they're harder to get, their mintages should be pretty high, because Kenya only issues coins once every blue moon, because it doesn't have its own mint. And if you produce these like 100 million, 200 million coins at one time, it can last quite a long period of time, instead of minting every year like Australia does, which does waste a lot of resources. So not really a high value coin lot, but they are an interesting coin set to actually purchase, mostly because I've got free bimetal coins now. Now another country does beat that with 5 bimetal coins, and that is Algeria, which I have made a video on it before. And they issue 10 to 200 dinars in bimetal, and they have one coin in nickel, stainless steel and aluminium center, which is the only bimetal coin using aluminium. Anyway, I'd like to say thank you very much, and have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time. I hope this helps you with your coin collecting. Sooner or later, I'll get the 2018 series, but all good things must wait.